A popular brand of ice cream, Ben & Jerry's is known for its addictive flavors and catchy names like Netflix and Chilled and Americone Dream. Ben & Jerry's Homemade, a cult ice cream empire that gained national popularity during the 80s, has its origins in a junior high school in suburban New York. Families of both founders, Bennett Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, were refugees from Brooklyn. When the boys were in their mid-teens, they met in their gym class at Merrick High School on Long Island, New York. They formed a bond out of shared misfit status, the overweight kids who had to run track. During high school, they remained good friends and finished Merrick's Calhoun High in the late 1960s. Later, Ben enrolled at Colgate University, New York, but dropped out after his sophomore year because he wasn't interested in college life. As his interests expanded, he took unusual college courses such as pottery and jewelry making, and held a variety of equally unconventional jobs over the next few years. In addition, he spent time working at New York City's Bellevue Hospital's emergency department, and working as a Pinkerton security guard at Saratoga Speedway. Cohen once drove an ice cream truck in Long Island's suburban idols during his high school years, an experience he now gladly rejoins since he needs work. After Jerry spent his college years in Ohio, the two lost touch for a while. In high school, Jerry was a National Merit Scholar who wanted to become a doctor. He was rejected when he applied to medical school after studying pre-med at Oberlin College. He returned to New York City and began working as a lab technician. During that time, he lived on East 10th Street with Ben. He applied to medical school for the second time during those days, but was turned down yet again. After living in North Carolina from 1974 to 1976 with his future wife, Elizabeth, he returned to New York. He found Ben working in a center for emotionally disturbed children as an art therapist. To fulfill an old dream of starting their own food business together, both enrolled in a correspondence open book course in ice cream making for just $5 from Pennsylvania State University. Did you know employees from companies including Baskin-Robbins, Good Humor, Bluebell, and others have taken the course? Watch till the end to know some more fun facts about Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Their plan to open a business of their own took off after they earned A's in their exams. To understand what it takes to run a company, Ben & Jerry studied the Small Business Administration brochures, available at the post office for 20 cents each. Greenfield told the Post that one of them was on, quote, how to calculate your break-even point, and another on, quote, how to manage your books. That was the only business education they received. As far as why they chose ice cream, it had to do with price. At first, they considered bagels and fondue as snack foods. Jerry told the Post that he and his business partner actually priced out bagel-making equipment from a used restaurant equipment supplier, but they realized it was too expensive. When we realized ice cream was cheaper, we chose ice cream. After discovering one ice cream shop in Saratoga Springs, they decided to move to Burlington, Vermont, a university town they liked. In spring of 1978, they borrowed $4,000 and used their savings, a total of $8,000, to open Ben & Jerry's Scoop Shop. Finally, on Saturday, May 5th, 1978, at an old gas station on the corner of St. Paul and College Street in Burlington, Vermont, they opened their first store. Along with ice cream, they used crepes, pottery, and soup. Their shop quickly became a favorite among Burlington residents. Most of the ice cream was made by Jerry, while Ben took care of everything else. The ice cream cookie inspired the wild flavors and candy concoctions Cohen made when he was a kid, and soon spread out across Burlington with a huge following. In addition to its ice cream enterprise, Ben & Jerry's had also initiated several community projects. In addition to free outdoor movie nights, the store gave away free cones every year on the anniversary of its opening. Ben & Jerry were good citizens, but they did not fully understand the profit and loss aspect of the business. Finally, they hired Fred Chico of Burlington, a successful nightclub entrepreneur, to take charge of the books and execute expansion plans. As a result of a Time cover story on ice cream, stating that Ben & Jerry's was the best in the world, the company's extraordinarily rich and addictive flavors, such as Heath Bar Crunch and Dastardly Mash, reached mainstream acceptance within no time. Ben & Jerry's Homemade opened franchises in other New England states and gained a larger distribution network within a few years. They pledged to tailor their business to meet their philosophies with a new sense of mission. The Ben & Jerry Foundation donated 7.5% of the ice cream company's pre-tax profits to various charitable organizations to help accomplish this. Known for their friendly and caring attitude, the duo tried to incorporate this attitude into company policy. Respect for employees was prioritized over corporate or profit concerns. Working for Ben & Jerry's was like becoming part of a team. While Häagen-Dazs was successful in many markets, its primary competitor was Ben & Jerry's. As a result of this liberalism and the phenomenal success of their product, Ben & Jerry earned a rival in the form of food giant Pillsbury, the owner of the Häagen-Dazs brand. When Pillsbury put pressure on outside suppliers who supplied both companies, Ben & Jerry's filed suit against them. Through legal channels, Pillsbury hoped to prevent Ben & Jerry's from opening near their outlet, but Ben & Jerry's successfully fought back. Ben & Jerry's capitalized on their anti-corporate philosophy by launching a media offensive centered on the slogan, "What's the doughboy afraid of?" referring to Pillsbury's cuddly mascot. At the end of 1986, Ben & Jerry's businesses generated $20 million in sales annually. More fans enjoyed new flavors every year, and some of the additions were suggestions from fans. Among them were Cherry Garcia, which was a fruity tribute to the late Grateful Dead singer Jerry Garcia, and New York Super Fudge Chunk, created by a chocolate lover from New York. During this time, the founders were concentrating much of their efforts on helping the global community. The company began purchasing from indigenous peoples for ingredients, such as cashews from Brazil and blueberries from Maine. A partnership for homeless men opened in Harlem in 1992, whose residents became staff members, and 75% of the profits went to the shelter. Ben & Jerry Foundation's 1% for Peace campaign is another example of commitment to ideals. The goal of this nonprofit was to direct 1% of the U.S. military budget toward life-improving, not life-threatening objectives. That same year, they introduced Peace Pops to promote the foundation's 1% for Peace campaign and direct interested parties toward action. During this period, Ben & Jerry's corporate activities also included voter registration drives and sponsorship of the failing Newport Jazz Festival in Rhode Island. The Ben & Jerry Foundation received the Council on Economic Priorities Corporate Giving Award in 1988. Reagan presented the iconoclastic pair with an award at the White House and named them Small Business Leaders of the Year. Ben & Jerry's Homemade and its business suffered through the ups and downs of market demand in the following years, as diet-conscious customers began switching to premium ice cream with low-fat alternatives and frozen yogurt. The company, however, continued to adhere to its philosophies. The mainstream business magazine Fortune criticized in a 1991 episode in which the company paid above-market prices to milk suppliers after subsidies were cut in a federal dairy program. Vermont's small dairy farmers had been adversely affected by the decline. But Ben & Jerry's Homemade intentionally supported small, people-oriented businesses like their own, rather than profit from it. In 1992, Personnel Journal awarded Ben & Jerry's Homemade the Optimus Quality of Life Award to create an uncommonly nurturing work environment. The company consistently ranked on lists of the best companies to work for in America due to its high wages and excellent benefits. Throughout the production plant and offices, Ben & Jerry's employees are subjected to a company entity called the Joy Gang. This group comprises employees whose workdays made more interesting via random actions, such as providing prizes or throwing a surprise party for late shift workers. A daycare facility on campus, a health club, and a profit-sharing plan for Ben & Jerry's 700 employees. Moreover, the company offers spouse benefits, and management is encouraged to dress casually as plant employees. During one slowdown period, some shifts were shut down for 3 months, but Ben & Jerry's didn't lay off the workers. The company hired them for odd jobs, such as painting the town's fire hydrants and winterizing senior citizens' homes. Additionally, employees are allowed to do volunteer work while on paid leave. And perhaps the biggest plus is that they get a free pint of Ben & Jerry ice cream 3 times a day. In addition to their early efforts to recycle at their facilities, which are encouraged on their packaging, Cohen and Greenfield are known for their values-based capitalism. According to Greenfield, caring capitalism means considering community effects along with products and profits. Several years ago, the duo wrote a book on this topic named Ben & Jerry's Double Dip: Lead with Your Values and Make Money Too. In June 1994, Ben stepped down as CEO, but he remains the company's chairman and invents new ice cream flavors. After Ben & Jerry's announced its intention to replace him, the company ran a widely publicized campaign titled, "Yo, I Want to Be CEO." Those interested were invited to send a postcard explaining why they would be a great executive leader for Ben & Jerry's. Through an executive search company, they eventually found a traditional corporate leader for the company. Jerry continues to serve as vice chair of the board and as director of mobile promotions. He and Ben jointly own 42% of the voting stock at Ben & Jerry's. And Jerry is a founding member of a group called Businesses for Social Responsibility. Jerry also tells USA Today's Newborn that critics said we would fail because of our social concerns when we started. We made the business work, and now everyone agrees it works. They just call it a way to hype ice cream. Unilever purchased the Ben & Jerry's brand for $326 million in 2000, providing the firm would be operated separately from the rest of Unilever's ice cream brands. Having an arrangement like this allowed Ben & Jerry's to continue running its business with a social conscience, which has been synonymous with the brand since its inception. Some of these activities include, number 1, a unique scoop shop built from recycled materials. Number 2, establishment of a green team in 1989 in the company to promote environmental education. Number 3, solar panels are installed on a company bus. Number 4, products are made from hormone-free milk. And number 5, towards reducing solid and dairy waste, recycling, and reducing water and energy consumption in the company's facilities. It's hard to believe that this little company, which started inside an old gas station in Vermont, eventually became what Ben & Jerry's has become. In the 42 years it's been serving scoops, the company hasn't run out of flavor combinations, and we can't wait to see what it comes up with next. Here are some more fun facts about Ben & Jerry's ice cream. The first CEO of the company was Jerry, and so in honor of Ben, his name was put in first in Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's have a tradition of burying discontinued flavors in their personal graveyard, and they have 300 plus flavors already. Among their first pints were honey orange, honey coffee, wild blueberry, French vanilla, maple walnut, mocha walnut, chocolate fudge, and Oreo mint. Sadly, none of the flavors was available thereafter. The company's most popular flavor is chocolate chip cookie dough. As part of their Coffee Toffee Bar Crunch collection, Jerry tossed toffee boxes from a ladder. The name that Ben wanted for the company was Josephine's Flying Machine, but Jerry didn't appreciate it. Approximately 259 squares are found on each waffle cone because rough surfaces hold more ice cream than smooth ones. And the cow in the logo is called Woody in honor of Woody Jackson, the man who created the logo in 1983. On that note, we have reached the end of our video, and thank you for sticking with us till the end. We hope you enjoyed and liked the video. You can watch more such exciting and inspiring content by subscribing to our channel and hitting the bell icon to be notified whenever we release exciting videos for you. Thank you.